It was a sunny morning at NVIDIA's Silicon Valley headquarters, a sleek, modern building that looked like it had been plucked straight out of a science fiction movie. Inside, the air buzzed with excitement. Today wasn't just any day, it was launch day. NVIDIA was unveiling its newest graphics card, a technological marvel that promised to redefine gaming and AI. In the midst of the high-tech glamour, a young intern named Mia found herself rushing down the hallways. Clad in a slightly oversized hoodie with NVIDIA's logo and sneakers that squeaked on the polished floor, Mia clutched a stack of documents and a coffee cup she probably shouldn't have been balancing at the same time. "Late again, Mia?" joked her colleague Ben, a software engineer with an ever-present smirk. "Not now, Ben," she replied, dodging him with practiced ease. She had been assigned to assist in the final preparations for the launch event, and she was determined not to mess up. This was her chance to prove herself in a company she had idolized since her teenage years. As she hurried past the main atrium, she caught sight of a figure she didn't expect to see. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA's charismatic CEO, casually leaning against a futuristic-looking desk. He was holding one of the new GPUs, a sleek piece of hardware that looked more like a work of art than a computer component. Mia hesitated. Should she say something? She'd only been at the company for 3 months, and Jensen was, well, Jensen. Before she could decide, he noticed her. "You look like you're on a mission," he said with a warm smile. Mia froze for a moment, but quickly recovered. "Just making sure everything's ready for the launch, sir." Jensen nodded, then gestured to the GPU in his hand. "Do you know why this launch matters so much?" Caught off guard by the question, Mia stammered, because it's going to revolutionize gaming and AI." Jensen chuckled. "That's part of it, but it's also about people. Technology isn't just about what it can do. It's about how it changes lives." Before Mia could respond, Jensen was called away by another executive. But his words lingered in her mind as she continued her tasks. Hours later, the launch event was in full swing. The auditorium was packed with journalists, tech enthusiasts, and industry leaders. Jensen took the stage, delivering his presentation with the kind of charisma that had made him a legend in the tech world. He spoke about breakthroughs in gaming, AI, and even medicine, but what stood out was his emphasis on stories. Stories of people whose lives had been changed by technology. Backstage, Mia watched nervously as her part of the event approached. She had been tasked with introducing a special guest, a young artist named Leo, who had used NVIDIA's technology to create stunning digital art, despite having lost the use of his hands to an accident years earlier. When it was time, Mia stepped onto the stage, her heart pounding. She took a deep breath and began. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled to introduce someone who embodies the transformative power of technology. Please welcome Leo Ramirez." Leo wheeled onto the stage, greeted by thunderous applause. As he began to share his story, Mia found herself captivated. He talked about how he had almost given up on art until he discovered NVIDIA's tools, which allowed him to paint using only his eyes and voice. His journey was a testament to resilience and innovation, and by the end of his speech, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. After the event, Jensen found Mia in the crowd. "You did great up there," he said. Mia smiled, feeling a mix of relief and pride. "Thank you." Leo's story really put things into perspective. Jensen nodded. "That's what it's all about. Technology is the tool, but people like Leo are the inspiration." As the crowd began to disperse, Mia took a moment to reflect. She realized that today wasn't just about launching a product. It was about the people whose lives it would touch, the dreams it would enable, and the barriers it would break. And for the first time since she started at NVIDIA, she felt like she truly belonged. That night, As she walked out of the building under a sky full of stars, Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She wasn't just an intern at a tech company. She was part of something bigger, a community that believed in the power of innovation to change the world. And she couldn't wait to see what they would build next. But as she turned the corner, something unexpected happened. A man in a tattered coat was sitting near the entrance, sketching on a piece of cardboard. His hands were quick, precise, as though every stroke carried the weight of a story untold. Curious, Mia approached him. "What are you drawing?" she asked. The man looked up, startled but not defensive. "Just some ideas," he replied, holding up the sketch. It was a crude yet intriguing blueprint of what looked like an advanced prosthetic arm. "That's impressive," Mia said, genuinely taken aback. "Have you shown this to anyone?" The man looked up, startled but not defensive. "Just some ideas," he replied, holding up the sketch. It was a crude yet intriguing blueprint of what looked like an advanced prosthetic arm. "That's impressive," Mia said, genuinely taken aback. "Have you shown this to anyone?" The man shook his head. "I used to be an engineer," he admitted. "But life happens. Lost my job, lost my home. This is all I have left." Mia's heart clenched. She thought of Leo of Jensen's words about how technology changes lives. Without hesitation, she said, "Come with me. I think you need to meet someone." Guiding him back into the building, she sought out Jensen, who was still wrapping up conversations with some of the event's attendees. "Sir, you need to see this," Mia said, her voice steady but urgent. Jensen glanced at the sketch, then at the man. "You made this?" he asked, his tone one of genuine curiosity. The man nodded. "I've been working on the concept for years. Just didn't have the resources to build it." Jensen smiled, the kind of smile that hinted at new possibilities. "Let's change that." Turning to Mia, he added, "Looks like you found another story worth telling." And just like that, a chance encounter turned into a new beginning. For Mia, it was a reminder that innovation wasn't confined to the walls of NVIDIA, it was everywhere, waiting to be discovered. And for the man with the sketches, it was the start of a journey he thought he'd never take again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.